So the Ukrainian faction just dropped on the public playtest of squads, so I thought I was just making a video to show everything off. First, I'm going to start off with the vehicles, then I'll move on to the kits, the emplacements, and the commander call-ins. Starting off, we get the BMP-1 ITS, which is just a BMP-1 with a 30 mil on it, BTR 82 30 mil I think, and just 2 ATGMs. The sight on this thing is pretty weird, and most of this like weird screen that they added takes up all your space, but it's pretty much just a BTR 82 30 mil, nothing really new to it. Gets HE, gets AP, but it gets 2 toes, which are laser guided. I think they're pretty much cornets. Like it actually gets, well, it gets 2 toes in one shot, then you can reload it, so you get 4 toes. Actually, you also get an AGS with it. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. This thing is like the new BMP-2M, pretty much. Moving on, we have the BTR-4, which is pretty much the same thing again. 2 ATGMs, a 30 mil, just a cooler looking BTR-82, I think. Okay, hopping in this thing, it has a full-fledged interior. I think that's the gun sight right there. Yeah, it's the gun sight you can see, and it gets a little GPS. So this thing's actually pretty cool. Again, I think just a new gunner sight. Yeah, pretty much a new gunner sight. Again, the same amount of ATGMs as the other thing. And it gets a 30 mil again, which this is kind of insane. It's like a BMP-2M on wheels. This thing is like a BMP-2M masked up as a BMP-1, and this is just a BMP-2M on wheels. Moving on, we have the T-64 BM2 BULAT, which from everything I saw, it's just basically a T-72. I mean, it looks cool, and it's a new T-series tank that we got, but it's pretty much exactly the same as a T-72. Getting in it, it gets AP, heat, the coax, 40 mil, an ATGM, and fragmentation, but this thing is pretty much exactly the same. I mean, I guess it sounds different, but... And it has like a little bit of a weirder gunner sight. It's pretty much exactly the same thing. Also, to any of you wondering, the commander sight is exactly the same. Moving on, we have the KRAS BM21 GRAD. This thing is just a reskin GRAD. There's nothing much to say about this. It is literally just a GRAD reskinned with Ukrainian camo. Moving on to their MRAPs, they get a Kozak 2M1. So actually a cool thing about this, with this new update, they're bringing AGSs into the game. So this thing has a Russian AGS on it. And the Russian vehicles also get AGSs now, like their Tigers, etc. Going inside, this thing actually has a pretty detailed interior. Again, has a GPS there, but that's pretty much it. Moving on to the AGS, this thing looks a little weird. So the gunner size, I'm pretty sure, ranged at 50 meters. Yeah, 50 meters, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this thing is pretty much a reskin Mark 19. There's nothing new to it. Moving on to their kits, I'll kind of just show the all the important stuff that they added, all the new stuff, because this faction's pretty much another copy and paste. There's not much new to it really, but I'll show off all the new, unique, and cool stuff that they added, all the new guns. Starting off with one of their ARs, they get a Malyuk, which is like a domestically produced AR, 5.45. Bullpup looks a little weird. First time I'm gonna do tap fire. Full auto now. Here's the Malyuk compared to the AK. First tap firing. Now full auto. Moving on, I'm gonna show off the Raider kit, which gets a AK with the Dong foregrip, and it gets a 45 round mag. But this new Raider kit gets 3 grenades. One which is new, gets a Vox 17. Which I think the Vox 17 just has a shorter fuse, and I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same as the RGD5. Moving on, the Rifleman kits also get the new Maluk. Everything else is AKs pretty much. Moving on to fire support, all the kits here again are just kind of copy and pasted except this Grenadier kit, which gets a Maluk. It gets 3 RPG fragmentations, and it gets 2 of the new Vox 17s. Moving on to the LAC kits, they get an AK with the new C90 RPG, and they get a regular LAC kit with an RPG 7. Pretty sure the C90 CR is just their domestically produced RPG. The sight on this thing is really weird. It reminds me of the Chinese LAT. Here's a cool thing though. If you take the LAT kit with the 2 C90s, you can actually reload these things like really quickly, get like 2 last shots off like really quick. The reload speed on this thing is pretty insane. Moving on to the marksmans, there's just a regular SVD marksman, and they get a UAR 10 marksman DMR, which I think is their domestically produced like DMR AR thing. Looks pretty cool. It's a 6x and a 10x scope. This thing is, I think, just the M110 copy and pasted over to a new model. Only gets 10 rounders as well. Moving on to their specialist kits, they get 2 PKMs, one without a scope, one with a scope. Their hack kit gets 2 NLAWs, and their other hack kit gets 2 tandems. The combat NG gets 1 C4, 3 mines, 2 grenades, pretty much exactly the same as any combat NG. Their scout drone is also the same as any new scout drone. They get an AK, Scorpion, grenades, and a scout drone. Moving on to their emplacements, they get an NSV HMG bunker, an AGL tripod, AGL bunker, Dishka tripod, an 80mm motor, and a STUNGA-P missile, which is a new ATGM. And everything else is exactly the same. One new cool thing about this faction is actually the TOW itself, because you get a control unit which you actually use the ATGM off, but you need to manually reload it. So once you get this reloaded, you can just take that control unit, go into a bunker, go into a hab, just hide somewhere and remotely use this thing. But for some reason, it doesn't want to work. So you can see I can pick up the control unit, I can go somewhere with it, place it down, but it doesn't want to work. I'm not sure why, but that would be really cool, which I guess they will fix it as the playtest, but it doesn't work, so I can't show it off. Moving on to their commander assets, they get a TB2 UAV, which is, I mean, just like any other UAV reskin. They get artillery static and creeping. They get a SU-25 rocket strike and precision bombing. I'm gonna go ahead and just call in this precision bombing. See what it looks like. Here comes the SU-25. Oh my god. That destroyed everything there. Holy shit. Okay, looking back at it, it actually didn't destroy everything. We got all the light vehicles, but it didn't kill the BMP-1 ITS or the tank. Probably because the bomb didn't land close enough, I guess. But that was a lot of damage. I'm gonna go ahead and just call in a precision bombing run on this hab and see if it takes it down. Oh, by the way, they still haven't fixed calling in assets. That's still broken. That destroyed the hab instantly and took down the radio down to bleed. Forgot to mention this thing. They also get a EDRM 2LT, which is pretty much the exact same thing, but it gets an interior, I guess. Hopping an F2, it's exactly the same. There's nothing new to this thing. It's just a BDRM2 with an interior. Even the F3 size is still the same. They've also changed the irregular militia forces. Well, when I say change, they just changed the flag. That's about it.